Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City.
Back in Adel, the Carroll Tigers fall tonight, 5-4. ADM wins it, and we're chatting now with Josie Ayala. What a way you guys battled back. You go into the top of the seventh knowing you need a run or the season's over, and you get the run. The bottom of the inning didn't go quite like you guys hoped, but let's talk about just how proud you are of this team and all the fans. I mean, you had so many cheering fans out here tonight. There were times where it felt like this had upset written all over it.
Yep.
Let's get your thoughts on the win. You scored once tonight. You got on base all 3 times with walks, and just you come up just short. But let's talk about just how good of an effort Carroll Tigers put on here tonight in softball.
Oh yeah, so I was, obviously everyone knows I was injured during the beginning of the season, but during the conference games when we would play them, we never really gave up, knowing what Yanga will be throwing tonight, and just knowing that we have hit offer, we can hit offer. We just want to shock the world with what we can do. And as I said, I see this team build and fudge. It makes me happy just knowing how much we progressed, and they're going to be Rockets next year, so they got to watch out.
Let's talk about the season for you. Obviously, you were dinged up to start, and they moved you out to center field because McKaylee was playing so well at third.
Yeah.
Talk about the season for you and what it was like early on having to watch. I know that was not fun, but then you finally got back into tip-top shape, back making a big contribution on both sides of the bat, and just the season as a whole. Let's get your thoughts on it from somebody that missed some time and then went out to the final end.
Yeah, just knowing that when I was in the dugout and just helping my teammates in the box, just telling them where those pitches are going to go and how they can adjust. And then I have Chloe there sitting with me in the dugout while I was out, just helping, like she is now a coach and a former player or teammate of mine. She's just helping me out, and I told Blankman last time, I see the game a lot differently. And then on defense, just knowing that I have an arm that instead of using it in the infield, using it to my advantage in the outfield, because I like when people are afraid to run on me.
Well, we saw that against Humboldt the other night. That thing probably you could have thrown even farther, but you threw it all the way from center to tag out a runner coming home from third. There's not a big window of time, and that was about as good a throw as we've ever seen come from center field. So obviously center field worked out just fine for you, and you talk about the eye you have for the game. Who knows, maybe you'll be a softball coach someday, or what?
Yep.
Is that something that's on your radar?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to do coaching in college. Don't know if I'm going to do volleyball or softball, but knowing all the how I see the game now in both sports, I just want to help everyone else around me.
And where are you going?
Simpson.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I wish the result was different, but
me too.
What a ball game you guys put on. You had Carroll's fans on their feet all night, and it started off with a home run. What did that do for you guys? Let me ask you this real quick. Parker Adams leads off with a home run. Talk about a momentum, just blowing it open right away just like that.
Yeah, definitely knowing that we got some cushion when we come back on defense. But Parker had an amazing year this year, and I know that she's just going to progress as she gets to senior year. And we talked to her. I'd always joke with her before the game, hey, let's go be a leadoff hitter here. And then she really did be a leadoff there. And I just can't wait to see what her future has for her.
Josie Ayala joining us here on the post-game show. Thank you so much, and best of luck down the road at Simpson.
Thank you.
That's Josie Ayala chatting with us here on our post-game show. ADM wins 5-4. Now we'll chat with senior Alyssa Brant. What a night for you. In the circle, you pitched so well against a team that hit really well against you guys earlier in the season. You go all the way to the 7th inning, not the result you guys were looking for, but I know you guys came in really no pressure. They had all the pressure in the world, ranked number 2. They had taken care of business against you guys in the regular season. It would have been easy to say, all right, we've beaten Carroll twice. Let's just go out and make it look easy. It was not anything but difficult for them tonight, and let's get your perspective on the game. As ADM, they had to work, they had to earn this one.
Yeah, playing them twice earlier in the season was kind of a benefit and a downfall at the same time. They know what we have, but we also know what they have. So we kind of went in expecting Yanga to pitch, right? She's been their pitcher every other game, and then so they kind of threw us off a little bit with their other pitcher, but today we practiced for both, knowing what they did in past postseason games. And then I'm really proud of what we did out there. We couldn't really affect or change anything else. But
they got a hit in the 7th inning, and then they walk it off. talk about going into the bottom of the 7th, tied, and knowing if we hang on here, we can go to the 8th and still have a shot to get to state. Didn't happen, but what was the feeling like in the dugout? Because obviously you guys had to score just to get to the bottom of the 7th. What was that discussion like?
It was basically like, don't put it off on one person. It's a team effort, and that really helped each other's like mentality. And then going into the bottom of the 7th, it was talking about a lot of pressure, obviously, but I'm really proud of how we handled that situation. There's just nothing we could do about it.
I asked Josie, I'll ask you, what's next for you? I think I've seen that you're going to play softball in college, is that right?
Yep, I'm headed to Grandview in the fall.
Okay, so you will probably be driving through Adel quite often to get to Des Moines.
Yep, maybe.
Well, I really appreciate your time here, and thank you for everything you've done for Carroll softball. You've been a pleasure to watch the last several years. From my perspective, congratulations on a great season, and best of luck at Grandview as well.
Thank you. That's
Alyssa Brant joining us here on the post-game show, and we will be back here in just a moment to talk things over with Carroll head coach Ryan Gallegos. That's coming up shortly on KKRL. Carroll falls in the regional final tonight, Class 4A Region 3, 5-4 the final score. ADM wins it in the bottom of the 7th. We're chatting with Carroll head coach Ryan Gallegos, and what a battle.
Yeah, what a battle. That was an incredible game.
Talk about the roller coaster of emotions. You get the leadoff home run on the 3rd pitch of the game, and then ADM wins it on a play, on the last play of the game, and a whole lot of stuff in between. We'll get your perspective as head coach.
Wow. I just keep thinking so close. Man, we're just so close, so close. And I don't think anybody the other day we were talking about nobody expected to go in and beat Humboldt like that. I don't think anybody expected this, except for us. We believed that we could win this game, and man, those girls fought the entire time. Overcame some early errors. And first, I thought we were ready to go, and man, we were jittery in that first inning. Maybe if I'd have walked out the mound and talked to them and calmed them down after that first one, maybe it's different. I don't know, but we've talked all year that errors turn into runs, and unfortunately that happened to us in the first inning. But man, we've learned so much and grown so much throughout the year that those errors didn't multiply throughout that inning and into the next innings. And the defense played great. Man, the way Alyssa has pitched the past 3 games has been just lights out, phenomenal. I'm so proud of these girls. I know it's not what we wanted, and I know that's not what the city of Carroll wanted, and I don't mean to disappoint anyone, but these girls, they just fought so hard, and they played so great. And we talk about leaving it all in the field, and man, the seniors did that. There's nothing more that I could have asked of them. Brielle at the end of that game, she did what she needed to do, is get Brenna home. Whatever you got to do, get Brenna home, give us a chance, and she did. And it was just a heck of a game. ADM's been the number 1 team all year. I think they still are. I don't know why everyone's saying they're number 2. I think because Winterset and them tied in the Raccoon River. They're both great teams, and it showed, and we hung with them the entire time and had them on their heels and put ourselves right where we needed to be at the end of the game. So
I know we've talked in the past about sometimes this team can let those errors multiply and then just kind of hang their heads, but that didn't happen tonight. Even after that first inning, you guys retook the lead after giving it up.
Yep.
And then if not for that homer, they didn't score the rest of the way until the final inning.
I know. So, we just hung that pitch, and there are things that you wish you could get back, and that pitch was one of them. 2 outs, just a runner on second. We were up 1-2, right? I know she had 2 strikes on her, and it's supposed to be down and inside, and it just hung a little bit, and she just got a hold of it, and it's like, oh crap, that thing's out, darn it. So.
And going back to something you said before, I just want to make sure there's absolutely no disappointment from the city of Carroll. You guys, they are so proud of what you guys did, and I know you've talked about how proud you are of the girls and this team, but the city, obviously, they knew that you came in here tonight, big underdog.
Yeah, big
and
underdog.
you carried them to the brink.
Yes, we did.
They knew you were here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was just phenomenal. You know, you get in stuff like this, and you feel like you let everybody down, and the girls I know feel like that, and I know they didn't let me down. I know they gave me everything that they have, and I just hope everybody saw that and just knows that. You know, that we talk all the time about how this conference is so hard and so difficult, and we're at the bottom of it, and you know it's so hard, but in the end of the season, when we really needed to play well, we've played really, really, really well. I mean, these girls played great softball, and I don't know, like I can't get over how close we were, and what they did to get us there. Just phenomenal, just a phenomenal night.
I always like to ask coaches if they have a highlight or memory from the season, but I feel like in the last 4 nights, there are lots of memories that you will remember from this season.
Yeah, a lot. You know, this game here was, you know, geez, man. You know, we got run ruled the first time we played these girls early in the season. We were down 1-2 going into the 6th inning when we played them here, and then we committed a ton of errors in that 6th inning, and we ended up losing, I think, 8-1 or 8-2 that game, and just to come in and again have a chance and just to know where we were at. You know, for me, that's the highlight. This is our first time in a regional final, first time for Carroll to be in a regional final, and I don't know how long. And so just to be this close and to know how close we got and what we can do and what we're capable of with all of these girls coming back next year is exciting.
Coach, I really appreciate your time here. And one of these years, the season won't end at ADM. Yeah. I heard you say before the game,
gosh, I think
you're just ready to be done with ADM in the playoffs.
I'm pretty sure this is my 4th time ending at ADM, and so I'm going to talk to the competition committee and make sure we get bracketed somewhere else, man. I don't even care if we end in Winterset or go down there and win. But, man, it's rough coming down to this place, and it's kind of the history that we have here. But, again, this is the closest we've been. We've come down here those other years, and we've gotten beat pretty well by them. It's never been like this. This was a great game that didn't end the way that we want. I told the girls that sometimes you play great and it doesn't end the way that you want it to end, and that's what happened tonight.
Special night, 100%. Coach, appreciate your time here on the postgame show.
Thanks for all your coverage this year. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
You bet. That's Ryan Gallegos, head coach of the Carroll Tigers.